this evening we wanted to talk about 5 questions that we get asked all the time. So, what's the first one, Jason?
How do you make money? That's a biggie.
We're supposed to do that?
Oh, I guess if we want to keep
Man.
doing what we're doing, we should probably
figure that out.
Yeah. We didn't even give it a thought before we started.
Really
we just kind of hit the road.
Yeah, I mean,
I knew we were forgetting something.
yeah, that's a pretty important one. We should think about that.
We should. Let's put a little effort into number 1.
So actually, one income source we have a Agnes and Dora mobile boutique. So we sell women's clothing online. Jason's the model, so he does all the modeling for the company.
It's brutal. It's lots of dress up, makeup, rehearsals. It takes a lot out of me, but I do it for the family.
Yeah, so he does really good at the modeling. I do most of the shipping and stuff like that. So that's one source of income that we have. When we first started, we had an essential oil company, which we still work with a little bit, but not as much as we do the Agnes and Dora.
It's more just personal use now.
Yeah,
and I'm also actually taking online, because I'm a Texas resident, so I'm taking online insurance adjuster courses right now. It's a good job to do and get into if you want to travel full time. Just think of it. Anywhere you go, you need insurance adjusters.
We had originally thought we were going to meet up with a solar company in California, and that was Jason's plan, was to collaborate with them and kind of do solar sales and installs on the road. But when this came up, it seemed like something that would work better.
I think it's a good fit for me.
So we'll do a follow-up video on that and let you know how it is. So if you're an RVer and you're looking for a mobile job, then this may be for you too. So we'll keep you posted on how it goes.
And it depends on what you're doing right now anyway, whether you're retired or not. But there's plenty of other stuff you can do. One guy we talked to, Joe, up in West Yellowstone, he is a member of WorkCamper.com, and he said basically as soon as he leaves a place, he can have a job before he gets down the road to wherever he's going.
And we'll put a link in the comments for that website.
Yeah, so there's lots of employment opportunities on there.
Camp hosting, there's so many different things that you can do.
Yeah, lots of seasonal jobs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 2.
Is it expensive to be a full-time traveler?
I guess that just depends on how you want to travel.
Right, it depends. There's a lot of variables that go into that. Where do you want to stay? How long do you want to stay there? You know, there's lots of good websites out there for boondocking. There's lots of free places that you can stay. Any of the national forests. You know, I love staying in a national forest just because it's usually pretty quiet. It's pretty scenery, and it's free. It's, you know, you can go out and just hang out for a few days at a time and just kind of get away from it all. And it's I don't know, it's great reflection time, family time. Just that's one of my favorite things.
That is not for everybody though. So let's be clear about that. I love to boondock, but I also like to have hookups every now and then. Jason, you could put him out in the forest and he would be fine for a month. He doesn't care if he's stinky. He doesn't care if he doesn't have his hair washed. Me, on the other hand, I like to have running water occasionally. And I like to have electricity, which we do have our generator, but I like to have the hookups every now and then too. So I guess to sum up that question, is it expensive to full-time travel? That's completely up to you.
There's something out there that would fit everybody's lifestyle for that.
Yes, absolutely. It can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. That just depends on you. Number 3. How do you find time? How do you have alone time as a couple?
Well, I mean, the simple answer is you don't.
Yeah, there's none of that anymore. There's no love or passion. It just all goes away.
Right. As soon as you kind of hit the road, that's it. You put your life love life on hold.
Yeah.
And that's it, really.
Yeah. So, next question. No.
Yep.
Just kidding. It's the same thing as the last question. You know, it's just what you put into it. I mean, when you're living in a home, where do you find the time to do it then? You know, it's the same thing. It's just a smaller home.
We have our bedroom. The kids have theirs. So it's the same as a stick-built house.
Yes, you can find the time. It's just what you want to put into your relationship, really. And, you know, if you're not doing that before you hit the road, you're not doing that when you hit the road. So that's just how it is.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to be creative. So, number 4, where do you put everything? Where do you put everything, and how do you fit everything you need in such a small space? Well, that's something you have to think about before you even leave. You know, we downsized
15 years.
like 15 years of things that we had accumulated.
See, we had, before we moved into our last house, our last house 2,400 square feet. Before we lived there, we had it's like 1,000 square foot townhome. And when we moved from the townhome into our house, we thought it was gonna be our forever house. It was really empty. And in 3 years, we filled that thing to the brim. Once we realized we wanted to start doing this, we started looking at everything we had, and most of the stuff we had, we didn't even need it. It was stuff that sat in the basement for years on end, was never touched, we didn't do anything with it. Toys the kids didn't play with. You fill the space you have. People have boxes upon boxes of stuff just sitting there that they don't use, and they'll even tell you that. So that kind of goes back to being a minimalist.
Yeah, it makes you evaluate your life. It really does, and
So
the
we
things that you have in it.
a good year getting rid of stuff, downsizing stuff.
It was very emotional. It really was. It was for
stuff,
me.
Well, me too. It's stuff you look at and you're like, oh, well, you know, this was the kids growing up. I remember them playing with this.
We do have a very, very small, 5x10?
Yeah, we had the smallest storage unit.
The smallest storage unit you can get, because there were a few things that I wasn't ready to let go of at that time.
Keepsakes, memorabilia, things
photos,
that we
my mother's belongings, you know, furniture that my grandfather built, like just little things like that I wasn't ready to.
And I think that now that we've been doing this for 7 months now, 6 months, 7 months, that we realize there's a lot of stuff in there that we don't even need.
We are going back to Maryland, and we're going to go through it.
Even more,
yeah,
definitely.
we are.
Yeah,
we are. So that's going to be something we do when we get on the East Coast. Is we're going to go through that, because we realize that, you know, now that we're doing this, that if you don't have those things with you now, then really how important are they? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but as far as for the RV and being able to fit things in here that we need, there's really not. I mean,
our fifth wheel has plenty of storage, I think. Underneath and in here, there's lots of cabinets.
And we have more in here than we need. We have more dishes than we need. We are continually downsizing the stuff that we have in here, because we realize how little you really need.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff we have under the kitchen sink that we haven't touched since we moved in here.
I know.
If we need to
I
do
like
something
to
with
cook,
that.
so I thought I was going to need all my cooking stuff, and really I just use my Instant Pot.
Yeah,
so.
She doesn't cook at all anymore.
Shut up, I do so. I do all the cooking.
Honestly, yeah. I do a little bit. Come on.
He knows how to make oatmeal sometimes.
Yeah.
He cooks the coffee.
Yep.
Okay, number 5. Don't you miss your friends and family?
And I mean, honestly, it depends who's asking and who I'm talking to as to what answer you're going to get.
Yes, we miss some of our friends and family, but this lifestyle has made it easier for us to see people that we hadn't seen in years.
Really, there were always family members that were a few states away that, you know, we'd love to come see you this summer, but every summer it seemed like something seemed to come up.
Yeah, you're choosing between a family vacation and alone time as a family,
and
or going to visit family. Another great thing about this is, you know, you think you're not going to get to see your friends and family, but really you have more time to do that. So I think it makes it easier.
I mean, in today's technological age too, everybody's got a cell phone. You can call anybody up at any time, FaceTime, Skype, whatever you do. And I mean, you have that form of communication, so it's not like you can't communicate with people anymore. I mean, I think definitely I have, you know, friends back home that I'd like to see, but I know that we're heading back over that way, so we're definitely going to see them again. Yeah. It's just we get to spread our time out a little bit more, and
we do miss friends and family. We really do, but
I think the payoff is that we really get to experience life. Honestly, I mean, we'd never traveled as much in our entire lives put together as we have in these last 6-7 months, and that's, you know, these memories that we've made now. I mean, they're just
priceless.
Exactly.
Before it was like we had opposite schedules, so we weren't visiting friends and family because we never even had time with each other. So you know, it's
so we miss friends and family, but I think honestly we get to see them more. So
except for the ones back on the East Coast, but next year we're doing the East Coast, so we'll
be back over that way.
Yeah, we'll be seeing them more in the spring and in the summer. So we definitely get to see our friends and family, more friends and family than we did when we were working and living in our home. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, we would love to hear them, because we think it's so much fun to hear the questions that people have about this lifestyle. It's really interesting to hear the questions that come through.
Questions, comments, concerns, let us know.
Yeah, we will absolutely answer those. So just
mostly an open book here.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
You will. And I'll probably do that.
Yeah, you'll be beep.
Yeah.
Cutting a lot.
Cutting it out. No, we're very open, and we try to be very honest about, you know, answering the questions that people have, because we know that if someone's considering doing this, it's a big decision, and we want people to be comfortable in making that decision. But
I think it's a big decision, but the payoff.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. You know, it's been probably the best decision of our entire life. You know, except for having our kids, because you know that was the best decision.
Yeah. I was supposed to look with the other eye.
So, you know, it's definitely something that we would do over again 100 times, because we don't regret it. We don't regret selling our home. We do miss our home. It was beautiful. We had a nice piece of property. Yeah. But, you know, this has been much more rewarding than our life when we lived in our home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, again, drop them below. We'd love to hear them.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Thanks.
Why are you hitting me?
What are you talking about?
You were doing that to me.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. This evening we wanted to talk time. Seriously, gotta straighten up. Are you done?
We'll see.
You just sit there and shut up until I tell you to talk. This evening we wanted to talk about... Stop it! Jason, be for real. Quit. Come on. Just stop. Just be serious. Just answer the questions. Oh my God.